Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Well, you saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. So, today's video, we're going to be talking about how villains' introductions really put the whole story into context. Now, if you look at almost all facets of fiction, you will notice that introduction of a villain gives you what to expect from said villain. Today's video, we are going to be talking about the different type of villains, ranging from the good villains to the bad ones to the unexpected ones and to the underwhelming ones. We're just going to look at all of them, and we're going to see how introducing those villains would actually, push your story forward. And we're going to look at those people who actually broke these rules in a very good way, and also the people who broke the rules, and you will realize why why rules were being created in the first place. Let's go right into it. Number one. This is the very popular form of villain introduction when the villain is faceless or just a mystery. This villain format of introduction tends to give us the fear of the unknown, and more often than not, we writers would want us to believe that the villain is more than anything understandable. They are trying to make us know that the villain is extremely formidable, but in ways we do not know. That is why they do not give us a face. It adds to the mystery. It makes us fear the villain. It gives us that sense that, oh my god, this villain is creepy, very scary. So when you see these kind of villains, you tend to get interested in knowing who the villain is, what their abilities are, and you can use it for any character, be it a protagonist or an antagonist. It gives that aura that a villain is meant to have, but it's extremely popular, so it will take a very great deal of creative writing to pull out these tropes without making people bored. The next, as you saw, is the rumored introduction. That is it's kind of like a faceless, except the faceless just shows parts of the body. The rumor introduction is just word of mouth. You just trust everything they say. All you just know is, oh my god, this guy destroyed 17 cities without a single breath. He destroyed the celestial being of immense nexus without thinking. The only thing that could defeat him was endless, and even after that, he only entered a coma. He's not dead. All these rumors tend to feed us with with a more exaggerated information of why we should fear this villain. And it's more, nice. It's peak when done well. Please do not over exaggerate. When you want to exaggerate such a villain, make it in the realm of consistency, where you do not put too much, rumors, but you should not downplay him from any feat you've given him, and do not give him too much feats. Next, this kind of villains are very tricky to pull off. This kind of villains are when, in the beginning, you just see them causing havoc, causing destructions, just messing everything up. This, you see a glimpse of their power, and more often than not, it will be best to hype them with a little bit of rumor to add to their feats. So that you won't look down on the villain that you're hyping up so much, unless you want a weak villain. But more often than not, when you first introduce your villain like this, there tends to be an aura of fear, because everybody knows that if this guy is on screen, this specific guy is on screen, everything is going south side. Well, you can mess that up, just like the way they did Dark Side. They showed Uxas, but people did not know it was Uxas, and they just thought it was Dark Side. And now people think the DCEU Dark Side is just a weak nigga. But the more you look into it, the more we go on, you notice that there are many ways to introduce a villain that they could have used for Dark Side, but it was a very painful thing that they had to go the route they went. The next is, as you saw, the backstory introduction. This is when the villain's backstory is introduced before the villain. I know that was obvious, but this is another category. This is rarely ever used. More often than not, we see the villain's backstory after we meet the villain. In as much as this is rarely used, it is still done. It's still a very beautiful thing. Because when I watched Shazam, right, I was confused about what was going on. But when you bring the backstory of a villain, it just at least shows you why the villain is doing what they do, what builds the villain up. And aside from that, it gives us room for suspense on almost everything. Are they going to go evil? Well, duh. As they are evil, what are they going to do? We don't know yet. How are they going to be stuck? We don't know yet. So what can we do? We don't know yet. All these is just beautiful settings after we know at least the purpose that the villain is driving for. Now, the goofy introduction. This format scares me, because more often than not, this comes in two ways. It's either the author wants you to feel deeply unsettled by the goofy nature of the villain, or they will mess with your brain. This is where plot twists come in, but it's mainly to have that old unsettling thing I said. So you see the villain, you just, oh, it's been a long while. It's kind of like a Joker who actually bites his time to do shit. So you are in the fear and panic, he will kill you before he actually does anything. And if he doesn't kill you, then he will make sure he did. And this is the last one for this vid. If you guys like this, which I'm very sure there's not going to be people who even watch this, but if you guys like this, please like, subscribe, drop a comment. Let's break 100 likes on this video, please. and then I'll continue to part 2. But if there is no likes, then I just have to move to something that maybe you would like to watch. So this is basically when you see the villain in action. This is when you see the villain actually take a life or lives, mess with someone's mind, or anything that the villain is supposed to do in the story. We're meant to at least drop a hint of what the villain is going to do to the protagonist through the introduction if you're using this specific route. Funny enough, it's actually, in as much as it's normally used, it actually adds, if done well, it adds a bit of aura and fear for the protagonist by the audience. I'm telling you, this is a banger, of straight banger. So thank you, let's wrap this up. Okay, so if you like this video, please like us and subscribe. And yeah, I'm going with this because it's a lot easier to make, vids like this, and also it's kind of like a dark mode for people who actually want to enjoy content but do not enjoy bright content. At least this is a little welcoming to the eyes, right? Good night.